Preservation Evoker just got a slight tweak of the talent tree, so what better time than now to show you Flameshaper Preservation Evoker. This whole playstyle revolves around two things. One is your new spell Engulf, which basically does more healing or more damage depending on how many dots or hots you have on the target that you apply it to, and then also your breaths. So your fire breath will do 20% more damage, which is very important because that also does healing. But more importantly, dream breath's healing is going to be increased by a further 20%. And I say further 20% because we already have talents that buff dream breath, like renewing breath, and then we have ways that we can buff it even further by like Call of Ysera. If we Verdant Embrace before that dream breath, we can have a stronger dream breath on them that's going to be further amplified by expanded lungs. And then to cap it all off, the big marquee talent of this whole play style is Consume Flame. So when we engulf one of our allies, if they have dream breath on them, it's going to suck in 4 seconds worth of that hot healing, multiply it by 3, and pop it around everyone around them. It does so much burst healing. I'm so excited to show this to you guys. Let's jump into a key. All right, so we're starting things off in Necrotic Wake, which I love this dungeon. Oh my goodness, those Drain Fluid casts are getting off, and they really do hurt. We're trying to get as much healing off as possible. Oh my god, okay, Engulf, that was the first time I've pressed it. Dude, that smacked my health right up to full. Can we lust or not? Alright, let's do a Dream Breath and let's Engulf. Ooh! Oh my goodness, this healing. It's actually kind of insane how much healing we just did. Need to stop those. Oh, turn off my sound. I do have different keybinds on the beta, a little bit, so that's why I keep accidentally turning my sound off in these videos. But for the most part, things are kind of different. Also, you can tell my UI is just way different, guys. It is so weird getting used to playing with like a completely different UI. Oh, that's on me. That was a bad one on my part. Turn off the sound again. Ooh, we're gonna have to... Uh-oh, we're out of range, but oh my god, dude, I keep pressing Engulf and being absolutely blown away. It's like Swiftmend on steroids. Where's our healing? Okay, well now the tank went off and pulled. But dude, did you see our healing there? It was like 450,000 consistent. Every time I pressed Engulf, it shot up. This spell is actually the truth. I want to take a second to thank you guys for showing so much support to this series where we test all the healers in the War Within beta. I do want to make a quick disclaimer. Things are subject to change. It is a beta. But guys, while I have you here, go ahead and hit the like button if you like this series and let me know what healer you guys want to see next, and I will make sure and deliver. And also double check that you're subscribed because YouTube just unsubscribed me from one of the people that I watch literally daily. So just make sure that it didn't do the same to you. Let's go ahead and Temporal Anomaly. Hopefully this guy stays alive. And we can engulf them. Oh my god, and that burst. That like AoE burst of healing that everyone takes. Dang, I was literally pressing the button to heal him. But that little burst that everyone gets when you engulf a Dream Breath. Dude, it packs a punch. You really do see it on your meters in Kindle. And Kindle feels like it's such a small hot. I feel like it once this hits retail, I'm not going to be tracking in Kindle on my bars. I think get some damage off. Ooh. Heal this guy up. We're gonna reversion so that our Living Flame has a chance to be instant. It wasn't instant. We're gonna have a big Dream Breath, giant Engulf healing. Oh my goodness, dude! This might be. This is definitely up there in terms of very satisfying spells to press. I think my Spirit Bloom button is bugged. I think I've pressed it a couple times. It just is not working. But that's okay. Ooh, let's get out of that. Oh, that's bad. That is bad. Once again, it's my first time being back in Necrotic Wake for a while. It's funny, you know, you think you know all these mechanics like the back of your hand. and then you step away from them for a few months, and then you just like, you've already forgotten them. All right, on this pool, I'm gonna Verdant Embrace. Oh, we got a caster back here. I'm gonna Verdant Embrace and then Empower a Dream Breath. But I'm gonna Temporal Anomaly to echo everyone, to copy it on everyone, so everyone has 2 enhanced Dream Breaths on them, so they are Verdant Embrace. Dang, I wish I hit the mage with that. But most people are gonna have 2 giant Dream Breaths on them. Then I'm gonna Engulf that one, gonna Engulf this one, and boom, we are off. 2 giant AoE heals, just from basically one button. Ooh. But then outside of that, I am missing Stasis. I do wish that I took Stasis. That is one of the big draws to Preservation Evoker. Hopefully the Spirit Bloom casts, but I don't know what's going on with my Spirit Bloom, but we'll just ignore it for now. Alright. Another Engulf. Let's revive this guy. Dude, I mean, honestly, the healing is insane. Our Dream Breath healing, we are talented to play around our Dream Breath healing, but that's because Engulf plays around Dream Breath. And dude, our Dream Breath healing is insane. That Consume Flame is that big proc of Engulf that is doing so much healing. All right, let's get some echoes spread around. We're gonna sit on these echoes so that our Verdant Embrace that we do to start our little ramp will be enhanced. All right, we still have a spear, by the way, which I'm gonna need to use eventually. Let's just, you know what, YOLO. No, let's save it for the boss. Okay, so we wasted all those echoes because I forgot about them. But now we're gonna reapply them. Do a big Dream Breath. Do an Engulf on the tank. Ooh, everyone got feared, but luckily I had engulfed that. Maybe we can do it on him again. Get some Golden Hour healing into him. Let's go and rewind. Stay with us, everyone. How is everyone still alive? I have no idea. Holy, I could not tell you what's happening to my Spirit Blooms, but I tried it again. Unfortunately, it did not work. Ooh, we are low on mana. I feel like that's the first time that's ever happened to me on Evoker. Oof, I don't have mana food. Luckily, we have 2 mages. So yeah, we'll all type mana after this. Let's so we have a Verdant Embrace on him. Let's get an Echo on him. Do a big Dream Breath. I need mana, dang. Let's type mana now. Just engulf that just because we can. Alright, we are getting no mana, so let's see what we can do with no mana. I guess we can stop some of these casts with our stun. Dude, all of these arcane interrupt. I think they said they changed the visuals. They changed the visuals of like AoE CCs, I'm pretty sure they said. And I can tell like the grips, everything like kind of does look a bit different. Maybe I'm just like putting that into my own head, but yeah, you can kind of see it when everything gets gripped down. Okay, so we do have spear for this. We don't have mana, so that's pretty unfortunate. They didn't put down refreshments, did they? But this boss, I remember this boss was bugged for a while, and outside of that, it was just very hard when it wasn't bugged. So, yeah, I guess we'll cut to when we finally pull this boss. All right, so we pull the boss. No mage food, unfortunately, but we do have a spear. We're gonna try to line it up where we hit this guy, and we're gonna stop the cast. Make sure everyone has Dream Breaths on them. We're gonna pop it offensive just because we know that this gets scary. I guess no one's really taking damage right now. Okay, we gotta watch the breath. I remember that was visually bugged for a while. Let's go ahead and use these Essence Bursts on some Echoes just so when the scary part starts, we are ready for it. Final Harvest. There you go, he got eaten. Ooh. Engulf that. Engulf that. Oh, goodness. Dude, okay. The giant spot heals. It feels a lot like... It feels a lot like Oh, what's that spell called from Holy Priest? Holy Word Serenity. That giant spot heal. It feels just like that, where you just see a health bar go from like 0 to full. I will say this one does require prep though. But you know, you almost always have multiple hots active on an ally, and like Dream Breath you use right after big damage hits in the for the most part, so it lines up well to where you'll have Dream Breath to be consumed and popped for AoE healing there. So all of it, honestly, this is what I would call a well-designed, like a fluid playstyle. The other day we played Wildstalker Druid, and it did feel a little unfinished. Ooh, come on, stay alive with us. Uh-oh, I pressed the wrong button. That's fine. Consume our Dream Breath. Oh my god, it just like, it never gets old how much healing it does. But we played Wildstalker Druid, and I was saying that a lot of things felt just a little incomplete. Like you just felt like confused. Uh-oh, I can't. Okay, I'm wasting too much time. We just won't do that this pool. Let's rewind. Stay with us, team. But I said a lot of things felt very incomplete with Wildstalker Druid. It just felt like you were always struggling to find how to spend your next global cooldown, because you're like waiting on an RNG proc, and like once that does proc, it's like it feels a little inefficient to go for AoE damage using your single target spell kind of thing. So this is what I will say is it's feeling nice. It's feeling really nice. It feels very fluid. It doesn't interrupt your play at all. It just adds another option for you, which is exactly what you want coming into the War Within. You want more options on top of what you already have. You don't want I mean, I guess like some specs do want a completely like gameplay defining spell. Let's ask these guys again. But it's nice to have one that doesn't have that. Ooh, did we make it in time? Maybe. Let's kick that. Go ahead and have some fat Dream Breaths on people. Ooh, and it reaches. Ooh, uh-oh. Oh, we were fixated. I'm an idiot. Like I said, it's been a long time since we've been back in these dungeons. We're still we're still getting used to things. All right, finally we were B-res. I was starting to think that we weren't going to be B-res, but luckily we were. We can just chunk this guy up with double engulf. Ooh. Okay, normally I'm a pretty big, personally, why is that not working? I'm normally a pretty big Evoker hater. I don't like actively talk about how much I don't enjoy playing this spec, but between you and me, if you're still watching this video, I think it's fair to say, all throughout Dragonflight, I don't know, man, it just wasn't for me if I'm being honest, but let's just say I'm looking forward to the Evoker section of my All Healers to 3K series that we're going to work on, because, man, this is actually a really good time. These Engulf pops, dude, oh, and having 2 charges of it, too. I think it would be a lot different if we only had 1 charge. I think, am I supposed to stand in this? No, I think it's that if you stand in that, then move out, you don't lose the debuff. So a lot of people think you have to move out of that, but once you get touched by it, it's kind of like a too late situation. I don't know why we're not getting mana, but that's okay. We've made it this far. We don't want to burn this guy too much, so maybe we just AFK. Oh, I also have a giant ramp I can do. Let's just get this guy to full first. Okay, now that the boss is actually down, we're gonna pump our damage. Even disintegrate. Do another disintegrate. Can we one-phase this? We probably can. Oh, I could be engulfing for damage too, by the way. I keep forgetting that I can do that because of how sick the engulf for healing is. Now, as far as healing this next boss without mana, I don't really know how that's gonna go. I remember this boss is kind of scary, but I think most of the scariness of this boss was that it's a damage race. And plus, like I said, we do have one button that actually gives us mana back, and it's tied to like our biggest ramp. I wish that mage would have lined up with us, but now I see why they didn't. Um, let's just do our big ramp now. Why not? Just get that mana back. You see that healing, dude? This is such a sick ramp. Our Emerald Communion ramp. I always forget about it, but when I remember that it exists, it is like shocking how much AoE healing you can do. Ooh, 1.7 million. 1.7 million. That is insane. Gotta make sure you don't dispel people while other people are in the circle. Oof, you hate to see that. Or else they'll be rooted too. Dang, that was our B-res. Oh. Just pop our tank. Oh no. Ah. These people not moving out of that. I don't think there's anything that we could have done. I don't think they were rooted. I think they just got they just stood still in that. Also, this mage here, if y'all don't know the mechanics of this fight, one person gets sucked off the map into like a separate instance, and they kind of have to do their own thing. So we can't really heal them. They're on their own. But you know what we could do too? I didn't even notice this, but I don't know how long this has been in the game, but Evoker has a button that does extra damage to shields. So you see here, this is the bonus phase. But we could take that for this dungeon if we wanted to. It always sucked getting pulled here as the healer, because I feel like every time you get pulled here, someone dies. You kind of need like a paladin to be able to freedom people, or else you're just kind of screwed. But let's see if we can do a take two, and hopefully our group doesn't just stand still for that. Oh, really? Really? This guy just left? That's wild. In the beta? Before we close out the video, though, I'm going to go show some things on the test dummies just to show you how ridiculous this can be. All right, let's look over the stats from that dungeon. So we're going to start off with healing done overall. And like I said, we were talented around Dream Breath. I feel like that's kind of going to be the go-to if you go Flameshaper Evoker, because of how it consumes the Dream Breath and just does a big pop of healing. It basically is a cooldown on a 30-second timer. And the popping of Dream Breath is consume flame. You see here, it absolutely cranked. How many times did it proc? Unfortunately, I can't see how many casts I had of it because of how the details are kind of bugged right now. But you can see it had 139 hits and did this much healing. It's so insane how much that pop does. And then Dream Breath, like I said, it just absolutely cranks, especially when you pair it with something like Temporal Anomaly to apply small echoes to everyone, or you just take the time to blanket everyone with echoes. So this little foursome, basically, this little, I don't want to say foursome because Reversion's just kind of on its own. It doesn't really have much synergy with these, but Verdant Embrace plus Dream Breath plus Temporal Anomaly plus Consume Flame does so much healing. So much healing. Let's look at the damage. Like I said, I only pressed Engulf once for damage, and I don't even think it worked. I don't think my macro is working to where I can actually use it for damage. But yeah, Fire Breath, you can see I did press it on cooldown for the most part. I'm sure you guys are probably going to find points where I sat on that button for a while, but it did a good amount of damage, and this does lead to healing. So you can see on our overall healing, let's see, where would it be? Oh, also, by the way, you see Engulf is low, but what the true strength to Engulf is Consume Flame. But our healing from Dream Breath, oh man, where is it? Did I look over at Draconic Instincts? No, that's not it. Life Giver's Flame. Okay, so it's kind of low. It's kind of low, admittedly, but you can see that it is higher than it would have been if we weren't going Flameshaper. So all in all, the stats kind of show the true strength of this playstyle. This is looking very strong. very strong. If preservation can survive the incoming damage, it now has a very short cooldown button that can top everyone up very quickly. It can save a life, which, if you remember, part of the big reason why Evokers wanted that tier set in season 4 was because it made your Living Flames instant, because they need that spot heal, that instant shock heal. They need that, and this gives them that in spades. So all in all, very good. Double thumbs up. I was not, guys, I was not expecting to enjoy that as much as I did and to see those crazy numbers. Now let's fly over to the dummies. And I guess we don't need a dummy. We just need a person. Let me show you in the big group. I guess there's not that many people online, but let's just apply a bunch of hots to this guy. Trying Monk. Hey, shout out to my monks. Looks like he's might be a Mistweaver too. So let's echo reversion. So that's 2 hots on him. Then let's I guess we convert it embrace and then echo dream breath onto him. So now that's like 4 hots at least. Oh, the game crashed. Blizzard doesn't want me to show you this, but hey, luckily I have a clip already made of me doing this, just applying a bunch of hots and then pressing Engulf on someone watching it do a giant pop in Orgrimmar, so you can actually focus on the numbers. But there you have it, guys. That's gonna do it for this video. I guess we can just look at Warcraft logs to end this one out. But guys, thank you so much for all the support on this series. It's my goal to showcase all of the hero talent trees to you guys so that you can kind of just see them play out and see how they handle, and for me to give you an honest review. I was pretty honest in my Druid one about not liking Wildshaper, but it's not just me being overexcited about this. I was truly shocked about the healing from Engulf and that consumption of Dream Breath. It does a ton and it tops people up. So if you're someone who enjoys playing Evoker and thought that that big drawback of not having a shock heal was a detriment to the class, then here you go. This is your golden ticket to play your favorite spec again. But guys, thank you once again for the support to this series. If you want to check out my other videos, that would help me out a ton. I'm going on vacation this weekend to see my family, so any support to the channel will be very much appreciated over the weekend. And speaking of support to the channel, huge shout out to the patrons of this channel. They are the reason why I'm still here able to make videos for you guys. So thank you so much if your name is on the screen. And if you want to join these guys and have your name immortalized on the screen, then check out the Patreon link down in the description below. But guys, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.